Welcome to Hockey Whiz Talks podcast. Today I'll be talking about defensemen to trade away and drop in fantasy hockey. In this podcast, I talk about defensemen to trade away and drop in fantasy hockey. Defensemen to trade away in fantasy hockey. Erik Karlsson. Erik Karlsson is having a bounce back season with the San Jose Sharks. He has 8 goals, 18 assists, 8 power play points, and 80 shots on goal so far this season. His value is pretty high right now because he has played well in the last month of the season, so try to trade him while his value is still high. Erik Johnson. Erik Johnson has had an excellent start to the season, putting up 5 goals and 15 points along with 79 hits, 60 blocks, and a plus 19 rating. Owners of Erik Johnson should trade him now given his injury history. Brayden McNabb. Brayden McNabb does not have much value in standard fantasy leagues, but if you are in a league with hits and blocks, he is a gem. McNabb has 89 hits and 102 blocks so far this season. His value is sky high in cat leagues, so you may want to capitalize on it before Alec Martinez returns and takes away his ice time. Mario Ferraro. Mario Ferraro is currently the leader in blocks in the NHL, and he also has 84 hits, which is good for top 25 in the league. His hits and blocks totals have gone down drastically recently, so you may want to trade him away now before other managers pick up on it. And now a word from our sponsor. Check out my scouting blog at hockeywiz777scouting.com. Listen to my scouting blog podcast on anchor.fm/hockeywiz777scouting. Defenseman to drop in fantasy hockey. Evan Bouchard. Evan Bouchard has had a breakout season with the Edmonton Oilers, but he has struggled in the past 2 weeks of the season. He has 0 goals and is a -5 during that time span. There are certainly better options on the waiver wire than Evan Bouchard right now. Alex Goligoski. Alex Goligoski has had a solid season so far, but he really hasn't done much in the last 2 weeks of the season. He has 0 points and is a -1 during that time span, so there certainly are better options on the waiver wire than Goligoski right now. Nick Jensen. Nick Jensen has had a great start to the season, only putting up 1 point, 7 hits, and 5 blocks in the last 2 weeks. Like other players I have mentioned on this podcast, there are better options available at this time. Zach Whitecloud. Zach Whitecloud will receive significantly less ice time now with the return of Alec Martinez to the lineup. He is only worth keeping if your league counts plus-minus hits and blocks, but I still think there are better options available in most leagues. Check out my hockey blog at hockeywiztalkshockey.blogspot.com. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram at hockeywiz777. Deciding which defenseman to move. Trade away overperforming defensemen so you get the maximum value for them. Trade away defensemen who are injury prone. Drop defensemen who may lose ice time when other defensemen return from injury. Drop defensemen who may be replaced with someone more productive on the waiver wire. In my next podcast, I talk about the NHL All-Star Game rosters and the NHL All-Star Weekend.